Good. This meeting of the Anderson Township Board of Zoning Appeals is hereby called to order. This board was established pursuant to Section 519.13 of the Ohio Revised Code by the Anderson Township trustees to provide administrative relief to any person or entity adversely affected by the Anderson Township zoning resolution. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Lawrence?
Here.
Mr. Nye?
Here.
Mr. Shekels?
Here.
Mr. Sion?
Here. Thank you for coming to this meeting of the Anderson Township Board of Zoning Appeals. Please be aware that this meeting is audio and videotaped and may be carried live on television. First, I'll outline our procedures. A summary of the appeal is presented by the staff, then the appellant will present its case. The board members may then ask questions of the appellant. After that, all persons supporting the appeal will be permitted to testify, one at a time, after being recognized by the chairman. When those persons supporting the appeal are finished, those opposed to the appeal will then be permitted to testify and or ask questions of the board after being recognized by the chairman. All persons wishing to testify, whether for or against appeal, may only do so after being sworn in. When testifying, each person must come forward to the podium after being recognized, speak into the microphone, state their name, address, and any affiliation of the case. All persons testifying will be limited to 4 minutes unless a board member requests additional time. All testimony is given to the board only. No comments or questions are to be directed to the appellant or anyone else in the audience. The board will only hear new, non-repetitive evidence or questions. Should someone wish to show support of previous testimony, they may do so by following the testimony procedures and stating their support of previous testimony. Now, will all persons who may give testimony this evening please stand, raise your right hand, swear or affirm. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Any changes to tonight's agenda?
None from staff.
Can we get a motion to approve the agenda as published?
So moved. Second.
Get a motion and a second. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye. Any edits from meeting minutes of July 11th, 2024?
None from staff.
Get a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Abstain. With that, will staff please read the summary for case 18-2024 BZA?
So, case 18-2024 BZA, the applicant is the Joe Weshi, band director on behalf of Forest Hills Board of Education, which is the property owner. This is at 2650 Bartles Road as well as 2600 Bartles Road. So you'll see on the map later, but 2650 is Turpin High School and 2600 is Mercer Elementary School. Both of these properties are zoned as a single-family residence, and the reason this is coming before the Board of Zoning Appeals is because schools are a conditional use in a residential district, and so per the zoning resolution, an accessory structure to a conditional use must be processed in the same manner as that initial conditional use, which is to come before the Board of Zoning Appeals. And they're requesting a 24 by 50 foot, 12 foot high L-shaped shed to be located along the football field track area. So the shed will be metal construction with pewter gray siding and a black roof. It'll be located at the southeastern end of the football field, next to an existing 30 foot by 50 foot shed constructed with cinder block foundation. Both schools were constructed in 1976. There have been, in recent years, some modifications to the property, most notably in 2015, a 25,000 square foot addition approved through 2015 BZA, and then the zoning certificates for a few accessory shed structures, and similar kind of additions for the elementary school. So this is the map of the property boundaries. So the more northern property is the high school, and the southern property is the elementary school. And so the actual shed is going to be actually going to be on the elementary school property, but it'll be used primarily, I believe, by the high school. And both properties are owned by the school district. And that's the topographical map. So some hills, but not really where the shed will be. Here's some of the photos from the football field. So in that photo on the bottom right side, you can see the shed that's currently standing there, and then the proposed shed will go in front of that. This gives you a closer view. The flags are kind of outlining where the proposed structure will go next to that existing shed on the outside of the football track on the southern end of the field. And so here's the submission. Here's the diagram of that shed with the dimensions, and zooming in on the proposed location, showing the dimensions outlined. And then this is kind of the approximate setbacks from the property line. As you can see, this is well within the school district property. It's not located near the property lines by any means, other than that kind of interior property line, which between the high school and elementary school properties. So schools have some specific criteria for conditional uses. So vehicular use is in compliance since there are no changes to existing parking areas being proposed. For item L, it's in compliance since the shed will be located at least 300 or more feet from all non-school district properties. It'll be used for storage and will not create any noise, odor, or vibration that'll impact surrounding properties. The buffers in compliance, since there's, as you can see, there's vegetation around the property. No changes to signage, and no indications that there will be any changes to lighting as well. It's most likely this will not have an adverse effect on the neighboring properties. It'll be, again, well within the interior of those two school district parcels, away from any neighboring properties. No impact to public services, and the Anderson Township Comprehensive Plan highlights in our quality of place guidelines the importance of having quality schools and entertainment and cultural activities, which this helps kind of promote the quality of schools by providing the band program more availability to store band equipment, which promotes the arts and education. And so here are the standards to be considered for the conditional use of schools, and then the broad conditional use standards as well.
Any questions for staff? Will the appellant or the appellant's representative please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name, address, and any affiliation, and present your appeal?
Hi, my name is Don Huber. I'm owner of Cincinnati Buildings and Sheds in Amelia, and I'm here for Joe Weshy, who is the band director and came to me to help provide, put together this storage facility, and essentially that's why I'm here.
Is there anything else you wish to add in addition to what staff?
Nope, he did a great job.
One quick question. When do you intend to start construction?
Soon as
You got
early next week.
Oh, you have the permits in place and all
Yes.
that? Okay, all
Correct.
right. And what's the approximate construction time?
I would say the concrete work will be done next week, and then the installation of the building probably a week or two later, once it has time to cure.
All
But
right.
the goal is to make sure everything's before school gets back in session, and all the band gets working.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Time for that.
I know.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we, oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
Seeing as there is no one else in the audience, presuming there's nobody else here in favor or against,
Mr. Chair, I move that we close the public hearing on case 18.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye. That, somebody'd like to start us off with discussion?
I vote to approve it.
No problem with it.
Clearly appropriate in the location proposed in light of the general and specific considerations that are applicable, so I would also approve.
My daughter just graduated high school, former band kid, so I understand the need. I've seen how they take the stuff out. Yeah.
Truck a lot of equipment across the field
from Yeah.
inside,
So it'll make it a lot easier for the kids when they're right on the football field versus the other end.
It figures, as soon as your kid's out, now it's
And
gonna
now
be
we get all the good, is that what you're saying? Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
In the case of BZA 18-2024, I move we grant the conditional use request citing the staff report with the condition that we start within 6 months and complete within a year.
And I'd add a friendly amendment that it should be consistent with the plans. dated
Consistent
July
with,
12th.
agreed.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
You keep wanting to say Mr. Haber, don't you? Or
Uh,
Mr. Halpin, or one of
I'm
them.
used to helping in this
I
order.
hear
I
you
know.
like pausing on the H sound, and there's no H here.
I know.
So with that, you're tentatively approved.
You're done.
We'll be in touch
Thank
next
you.
week. Good. Thank you, too.
Anybody watching the Olympics?
I actually have not had time this week. Like, I don't.
I caught a little bit of it. The sand volleyball was 1-1 going into the third match, and then they had a weather delay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how it all came out.
It's hard, man. Like running around on sand, jumping on
Wet
sand.
sand.
It's hard.
Wet sand.
Watch some soccer, watch a little bit of gymnastics.
There you go.
I like the weird sports.
Do you?
Yeah, like badminton and ping pong and
Mm-hmm.
stuff you don't see normally.
Yeah, breakdancing this year, 3-on-3 basketball.
I have not seen any breakdancing
I've not
whatsoever.
either, but I know it's in there.
Yeah,
It's
it is. It is in there.
I watched some canoe slalom.
I
Yeah,
watched that.
That was kind of fun. Looked like a kayak to me. I don't know what the difference is. Oh, I guess the paddle. Kayak's like a double handed.
I think one's canoe is single and kayak is double.
Oh, okay.
And I think
Wait,
there's a
wait,
difference
people
between,
or paddles? Definitely the paddle is double for a kayak.
yeah, it's the paddle.
Okay.
I think a single is a canoe, they call it
Yeah.
a canoe.
But
Single,
they look the same. The feel.
they were saying that there's a difference because in one boat you kneel and the other boat you sit.
Oh.
Even though you're still covered up, so you don't, fill with water and sink the boat halfway through the course. But I
The-
think in one boat they're kneeling and one boat they're
We're
actually sitting
ready
and
to
their legs
move
are
on.
extended.
Okay, sorry.
The resolution's ready.
All right.
Mr. Shekels wants to leave before 8:30.
I
Come on,
just
guys, let's go.
Sorry,
let
sorry,
Eli
sorry.
know when you're ready for the first scroll. Never a dull moment.
I'm good with that.
You- I'm okay.
Yep,
Yep.
that was all that.
I'm good. Yeah, okay.
All looks good to me. You're gonna wanna align the chairman and secretary under the signature lines there. Mr. Chair, with respect to case 18, I move that we approve and journalize our decision.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Lawrence?
Aye.
Mr. Nye?
Aye.
Mr. Shekels?
Aye.
Mr. Sion?
Aye.
I'm amazed that the staff was able to assemble that paperwork in such,
Motion to
such
adjourn?
quick time.
Do we want a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Adjourned.
Good work. Cannot see the month, I guess? I don't know.
See you in the
I like how